So another video in the U435CV Sceptre Ultra HD Saga. I'm going to go through why this panel isn't the worst, but it's actually the firmware. I'm absolutely convinced after playing with this again that the firmware is just complete shit. Or more importantly, the settings. I think the board actually isn't too bad. So before I get that started, I want to mention that I think I'm going to have to buy some new cables, because the cables that I have are these. Let's see here. I bought these last year. A pair for 20 bucks. They still sell them actually. Decent cables, but I realized after looking them up they're only 10 gigabit, which is, you know, pretty okay, but I think for purposes of these videos I really need to do testing with this new set that they have at Sam's Club. 20 bucks for three, 4-foot, 8-foot, and an 8-foot, but this one is rated at 18 gigabit. So I'm going to, after this video, I'm going to go to the store and get those and try it out and see if there's any difference. But anyway, back to what I was talking about, firmware. I'm going to go ahead and factory reset, not through the menu, but through the code. And it is, you hit menu 3698, and there it resets the whole panel and reloads from factory defaults. This is the code, this is the sequence that was actually given to me by tech support in an email yesterday, to try to, quote, fix the no power signal power off and the overscan at 1080p issue, which, by the way, there's another video that talks about how to fix that. So I'm going to go ahead and it actually resets right away and turns off. I just forgot to turn it back on. So I just turned it on now. It takes about 5 to 7 seconds to come up. So now we get out of this initial setup, hit menu, switch to our back to our PC here. Okay. So if you remember from the other video, this is your color test, your panel test, to see if you have what people are calling a, quote, real 4K panel. And that just means, is it a 444, Google it, or a 420, or a 422, so on and so forth. Okay, so what I'm going to point out is why the firmware is complete crap, and the settings from the factory are wrong, and you can't fix it. They need to do a firmware update. So let's see if I can get this focused in here with my completely garbage camera. Okay, ignoring the more pattern there, the more pattern, or whatever, however it's pronounced, you can see those white highlights around the text. That is directly related to the firmware settings. It's actually not a problem with the panel, it's a problem with the way the software on the panel is configured that you normally cannot get to. And here you can see it again with the background. Maybe I'll try to do both on the same screen. So you can see that, and you can see this background has some really speckling, and that's not the image. If you pull that image up, and I'll provide a link to it in the description, on your laptop or something other than this screen, it does not have these highlights in the original image like this. Now I want to point out again, I just factory reset it. I have done nothing to the settings that are available in the menu itself. So what I'm going to do is go into before I do anything with the panel settings, let me just set this back up here. I'm going to go back into the factory menu, 7343. There we go. And I'm going to go down to picture settings, PQ Advanced. Again, I'm not changing anything as far as the defaults that come out of the box. Important feature here is this peaking setting. And there's our culprit right there. This peaking VIP peaking band default. And from what I can tell, what this feature does is it makes the panel, this 420 panel or whatever it is, 422 panel, this less than real panel look better using software methods. And it actually does a pretty good job when it's set to the proper setting. Now, but it's like this board was actually meant to be pre-configured out of the box for a 1080p panel, not a 4K panel. That is the problem. So to fix it, unfortunately temporarily, because these settings don't save when the TV powers off or you switch inputs or resolutions or whatever. But for illustration purposes, let's go in here and change this. And what I'll be doing is flipping through this. Maybe you'll be able to see it down here. Autofocus on the camera that sucks. Hopefully you can pick up on the highlights there without me. Okay, let's try that. So I'm going to be flipping through all of the presets that are available here. And watch the background change. If most of them it's not really noticeable, but like that one you can see the highlights change quite a bit. But PC mode looks really, really, really good. As does 4K 2H, 4K 2KH. This is what it should be, in my opinion, from the factory, but it's not. You can see what a big difference it makes to the picture quality. Again, so that's what it is out of the box. So back here, we'll go on the text, something that you can easily recognize if I can. Okay. So there's our text. As I pointed out, the speckling here shouldn't be there. Now I'm on the factory default H1080i. I'm going to switch it back over to what I think it should be at 4K 2H. Look at the difference in the text. In my opinion, that's night and day. If you're using this as a monitor, that is night and day. And I think that's almost the same as the PC mode, maybe slightly different. But gone are these over exaggeration of the JPEG compression, artifacting, and things like that. It looks so much better. It's not even funny. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off completely. Look at the difference here. So, let me see. Yeah, so that's on, that's off. It's even better if you just turn it completely off when you're running at 4K. I have no idea what it looks like if you do this in 1080p or some scaled resolution, but at 4K it makes it look really nice. You don't get that artificial highlighting. I mean, some of it's kind of necessary when you're sitting back a little bit. For example, if you're looking at icons or something like that, you can see how the highlight changes there. Anyway, so I'm going to forward this video on. Hopefully other people can I'm going to forward this video on to Sceptre support, and hopefully other people can chime in and send emails too and just let them know this is BS and they need to fix their product. At least provide a setting in the menu that you can save per input. That would be actually the best scenario. Just be able to save that preset. So questions, comments, leave them below or whatever.